Okay, the setup for this is to set up your loom, and yes, this is my rainbow loom. I ended up painting it, for those of you that don't know this. The reason why I spray painted my loom was because I was sharing my loom with people from my art camp that I do over the summer with the YMCA, and I wanted to be able to find my loom at the end of the camp, so I spray painted it so that it would look different from the other looms. So you're going to set up your loom, take out the middle bar, turn your bars so that they're facing in opposite directions so that you can loom in a circle. And I'm going to start with my darkest color at the bottom of my skirt. And I'm just going to use pastel, so I'm starting with a green at the bottom. I'm skipping my first 2 pegs, and I'm going to start with my second 2 pegs. And for this entire skirt, I'm always twisting because I'm using the twisted dragon scale pattern for this skirt. So I'm going to every other set, skipping one in between each time, and putting on my bands in an 8. I'm going to go all the way around the loom this way. I will do the inset for this one, because this is just going to wrap right around the loom as I go. And I'm just going to keep doing it in a circle. If you decide you want to spray paint your loom, make sure to get your parents' help if you're a child, or have your parents do it. And if you do it, you don't want to spray the bottom part of your loom, because then it will get stuck taking it off and on of your holders here. So I only sprayed the tops and the sides. Okay, so I have 8s on every other set of pegs going around. And now I'm going to put 8s on the opposite set of pegs all the way around. So I'm just, it'll be completely filled in then. This went on every other, went on the open pegs. I'm going around in a circle. So the entire one, except the last 2, the entire loom will be filled. I'm going to do 10 rows like this. Okay, once you have them all on, you're going to start at the end and lift them over. You're pulling up and over to the middle. And that's why I put the loom facing in 2 different directions, so I can just keep going right around in a circle. There's a little bit of a scratch in my paint there. Once you have them all up and over, push it down. put your next row on, and you're going to keep alternating between rows, and every time you put on your band, you're twisting it. So this row I started at the top, and I'm putting it on every other one, every other set of pegs. As I said, I'm going to do this 10 times because I want 10 rows. And I'm starting, this is the very bottom of the skirt. I'm starting at the bottom and working my way up to the top. I'm going to show you how I transition from one color to the next. Once you have these all on, flip them over to the middle. I'm using a crochet hook, but of course you can use whatever hook is most comfortable to you. I did order one of Rainbow Loom's metal hooks. They look like really nice hooks, and I've got a lot of really good references for them. So I ordered one. I'm looking forward to receiving it. I'll probably do more loom top designs once I have it. Okay, and then push everything down again. This row you're going to do the sides. You're starting at the sides. Always remember to twist your bands in between. The reason why I'm doing a twisted dragon scale is because that's going to give us a little bit of a tighter pattern for the dress, and it won't be like a netting dress. We want something a little tighter. Pull everything to the middle again. So I'm going to continue to do this until I have 10 rows. Once I have 10 rows, I'm going to transition into another color. And I'm going to do that for 10 more rows until I have it long enough for her to have a skirt. And then I will make sure to give you a count for the length of the skirt, how many sets of 10 you're going to need. But you can do different lengths of skirts, obviously, and I'll tell you how many rows each length will need. So like the trickiest thing for this is just remembering where you left off. So the last set I did, I started on the sides. So this set, I'm going to need to start at the top. If you're going to put it aside, I recommend you at least put one band where you need to start the next row before you put it aside so you remember your place. So I'll go down and push it down, and then I'm going to put another set on. I'm going to pause here and finish off so I have 10 rows and come back and show you how to transition into the next set of colors so they blend nicely and we don't just have straight rows. I want to be able to show you how to do a a transition so that it's got a little bit of a pattern to it more than just the colors. Okay, I just finished row 9. So I did 9 rows, alternating between each peg, and I am on row 10. So what I'm going to do is I'm going from, say, green to yellow. So I'm going to take my green and I'll start out by putting a green, but I'm alternating each peg between the green and then the yellow, and that's how I'm going to transition in the yellow. You can always just go straight from one row to one color to the next, but I want to see what it looks like transitioning, so I'm going to do it this way. And this is my 10th row. So it is my 10th row of my green and my first row of my yellow. And so I'm going to start counting off my 10 rows of yellow. As I pull these over, this will be my first row of yellow. So I'm going to pull this over, and then I'm going to do 10 rows of yellow. Okay, now I'm going to do nine more rows of yellow, and then I'm going to come back and show you where I'm at from there, and we'll see how long we have it by that. Okay, I am all done, and I am ready to show you how to take it off the loom. I did 10 rows of my green, 10 rows of my yellow, 10 of my orange, and 20 of my pink. So that's how I did my coloring. You, of course, can do your coloring however you choose, but that gives us 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 rows, because a lot of times I get asked my count, and this time I actually have a count for you, 50 rows total. Okay, so from here, I'm going to show you how to take this off the loom. So let's put my camera up here, and I'm going to start down at this end. And I'm going to take the first tube off and the second tube off, and I'm going to pull the one through the other. And I'm going to slowly go down, careful not to pull everything off the loom as I do this, and just pull one through the other as I go down. I'm going to set this down as I do it. So it's to show you can also take this one and lift it up over, if that's easier for you. All right, being careful not to disturb the ones on the other side. So I'm going to show you it that way also. So let me get closer. So I'm going to lift up this one Take this band and lift it up over. I'm going to go all the way around doing this. And as I get toward this end, I'm being more careful not to pull them off, so I'm holding them on. I'm going to slide this one through because it's easier. Okay, and I'm turning. I'm going to the end one here. So I'm taking them off in order. Two more to go. Pull that one through, and when I get to this last one, I am going to pause a second and lift this up. All right, the last one, I'm just going to pull everything through. Okay, and this is these two. I'm going to put the clip through. So let me get a clip. Now, you don't have to use the same kind of clip as me. I've been asked that before. You can use whatever kind of clip you have. I use Q clips because that's what comes with my bands. But you, of course, can use an S clip or a C clip. So I just put it through the last two and locked it tight. Okay. Alright, Barbie can wear her dress one of a couple ways. One of the ways you can wear her dress is like this, just loosely. What I did for the sleeves is I just simply went in and went down 2 rows and just put her arm through the hole on each side. And I did this about halfway through. And as you can see, it just gathers nicely around the back. And it fits nicely around the front. And then she can wear it just as a loose dress, and it fits her nicely like that. Or you can make a belt for this dress, which is what we're going to do next. Alright, for this, I have a nice little button that I'm going to use for the belt. And I made a twisted dragon scale bracelet, which you can see there's directions for this on another one of my videos. So I'm not going to show you how to do this again because you can find this on another video. And you can actually use any kind of bracelet you want for the belt. It doesn't have to be the twisted dragon scale. You could give her any other type of bracelet as a belt that you want. So like I said, she can wear the dress loosely. It can hang loosely on her, or it could be put on and made snugger with a belt, which is what I'm going to show you how to do. Put the belt on it. Alright, in order to do the belt, we're going to put a button on one end, which to do that, all you need to do is take your button and you're going to pull it through, pull the band through it. Once you have it through, you can also just push it through with your fingers. You don't have to use a hook for this. And pull it over. And I'm going to do this on both sides. You don't have to do this twice, but I'm doing it twice just to make it more secure. And I want it to look as neat as it can. So I'm doing it from both sides. did it from that side already, so I want to do it from the opposite side. So I'm pulling it through, and I'm going to wrap it around. And that gives me a nice secure button on the end of this. You can also use this to put your bracelet on your wrist, if you want. To have a bracelet that goes around your wrist and is buttoned in place, you just simply put the button on, and you've got a bracelet that buttons onto your wrist. So it can be used as a belt for your Barbie or for a bracelet for you. Alright, so now that I have the button on, you simply button it around her waist where you want it. And then you're going to push the button through at the center. And then I'll stand her up so you can see how she looks. Just a second here, because I need to bring the camera back. Get some focus. If we can get some focus. Actually, I'll turn it sideways for her this time. I don't like doing that too much, but you can get the idea of how she looks in her dress with her belt. Pretty cute, I think, even with her bedroom slippers. So you can wear it without the belt or with the belt. And there you have it. It is a Twisted Dragon Scale Barbie dress. And thanks for watching.